Welcome to our meditation time, and welcome all of us together into this meditation community. Thank you for being here. And to offer thanks for all of us being here in a certain kind of way, I thank myself for being here. Can arise from a deep appreciation of each other, what we're here for, our potential, our goodness. It can be a very profound thing to be grateful. And gratefulness at the heart of it, doesn't have to be something that is contrived or something that's obligated or something that we plan and intend to have. It's just a welling up that happens from deep inside, a deep appreciation, a deep valuing and thankfulness. And I say this because desire in Buddhism has often had a negative reputation. And the most extreme version is that desire is the cause of suffering, and we need to let go of all desires. And this is a misunderstanding of the Buddha's teaching. There are certain desires which are problematic, certain desires which cause a tremendous amount of suffering. And it tends to be the desires that have a lot of attachment, clinging to them, compulsion with them. So that's sometimes called craving, clinging, grasping. There are other kinds of desires that well up from deep inside, that have nothing to do with clinging, craving, grasping, nothing to do with obligation, nothing to do with, logically kind of putting things together and constructing a desire to have. And one word for that I like is aspiration. We can have, and partly I like the word aspiration because it's related to the English word respiration. And so to aspiration kind of means to breathe out. When the breathing is most easy, when we have an easeful breath, then what is the heart's deepest wish? What's the deepest source of desire? What do we most want when we're most quiet? When we're most contented, most satisfied? We're not afraid. We're taken care of. We're settled. There's no biological needs. There's maybe no social needs at the moment. And things are just settled and taken care of in a certain way or been put aside. What is the heart's deepest wish? The aspiration. And it's from that place that the Dharma practice, the intention to practice Dharma can be. It's that place where compassion can arise from. And that is to be respected, that is to be loved, can be loved, it is delighted, it comes from some kind of profundity and beauty. And that supports meditation practice. That if you can sit quietly and calmly enough to hear the quiet voice or the quiet impulse of the heart's deepest kind of aspiration, free of clinging, free of need, free of compensation, and feel the heart's desire for freedom, the heart's desire for real presence, the heart's desire to be awake, to be aware, to be here. And let that be the motivation for practice, to let that be kind of the support that kind of parts the waters of distractions, parts the waters of preoccupation and fantasy and thoughts. So we stay on course, we stay right here, present. So, assuming a meditation posture, and gently closing your eyes. then taking a few deeper breaths. And as you breathe in, to prepare yourself in the inhale, to let go on the exhale, to release and relax the body. And sometimes it's possible to relax more deeply if we hold our breath just for 2 or 3 seconds. Maybe first hold it at the top of the inhale, top of the exhale, and then the end of the exhale. Hold the breath a little bit and feel your body. And then this, almost like a space has been created to let the body relax more. By holding your breath for 2 or 3 seconds, you might also feel the gentle wish of the body to breathe in, to breathe out, that you can give into, allow to happen. And then to let your breathing return to normal. And continue for a few moments to relax deeply. The face, the shoulders, the belly. And almost as if with your awareness you can reach inside to touch the deepest place inside of you that you know. To gently reach in, touch that depth, and let it relax, soften the deepest place within. And in whatever deepest place that's accessible to you, can you find there the aspiration, the wish that motivates your meditation practice? Maybe there's even a physical, embodied association, sensation with that wish, that motivation. And then having the impulse to be present, to be mindful, rooted, settled in your aspiration, arising from your aspiration, that keeps you steady, the breathing with mindfulness, as if you're gently parting the waters of distraction and thought, anything that takes you away is gently falls away or evaporates away with the strength and warmth of your aspiration to practice. Mindfulness supported by a deep aspiration, a deep sense of importance and purpose. Where aspiration is the foundation. Aspiration instead of distraction. And then as we come to the end of this sitting, to relax deeply again. A few rounds of breathing and relaxing. And maybe there's a way of a deeper relaxation in the heart of your being. Relaxing any way you're bracing yourself or leaning ahead of yourself. And letting the attention drop deep inside. What is your deepest Dharma wish? What's your deepest wish related to meditation, to mindfulness, to Buddhist practice? And there might not be a conceptual answer. The answer might be more in a feeling or a sensation. Something that brings along a yes. Yes, this is right. This is good. And from whatever depth of aspiration that you know you can have, take in the suffering of the world, but take it in not as your own. Take it in as something that you will hold or care for or not put it in your heart so that it hurts, but put it in the softness of your hands, of your awareness. Here, let me hold the suffering of the world for a little bit. Not taking it on, not having to do anything about it, to just welcome it here into the softness of the cupped hands or cupped hands of awareness. And gazing upon the suffering of the world, is there that deep place of aspiration, of care, kindness? Is there that? Is there kindness, care, compassion? A deep wish, may the suffering of the world be alleviated. May this suffering that I witness and know, may beings be free of it. And may I, in maybe my small way, may I contribute to that. So that together as a community, as a global community, the whole world, may all of us contribute to the welfare and happiness of each other. May all of us hold each other tenderly, so there's space for the heart's deepest wish of care. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful. And may all beings everywhere be free. Thank you. So today I'll talk about the fourth element of compassion, aspiration. And this is kind of one of the kind of really core elements of compassion, kind of what really begins to have compassion take shape, take form. And that is the wish for others to not suffer. The, the aspiration that the suffering of the world be remedied, be fixed, alleviated. And and I use the word aspiration purposely because it's not a very commonly used word, I believe, different than desire, different than wish, which has a lot of associations. And part of the associations is the associations of obligation, that we should. There could be a sense of with a desire, the desire to to help someone. There can be a lot of self baggage around self and success and being seen, being appreciated, being a good person, showing that we're a good person. All kinds of things come along with that. But aspiration has, for me, a sense of arising from something deep inside, that we aspire for something, but it's held very lightly. There's no attachment or clinging. But just the aspiration is very simple. And because the word aspiration is related to the word breathing, it's related to the word like respiration has to do in Latin with to breathe. And I think of it. I think Latin literally means something like to breathe out. But to breathe easily, to have a relaxed, easy, comfortable breathing, where there's no, the breathing is not engaged, tighten up and faster and bigger in order to run or to fight or to get a job done or something, or to protect oneself. Everything is kind of soft and relaxed. So there's, in that easy breathing, there's room for this easy aspiration to arise. And to have this aspiration to alleviate, to support people in their suffering, to alleviate the suffering, or to care for them in their suffering, to have it come from such a place is precious. That's what makes karuna, the compassion of Buddhism, sweet, kind of a pleasure to it. And it just makes kind of a source of happiness, just because the feeling comes from such a good, deep place inside. But I'm introducing this now on the fourth day of these 5 elements, because each of the previous 3 are setting the stage for allowing the simplicity of aspiration to come. Often in the world, when people talk about compassion, many people recognize it as a wonderful and inspiring ideal, but very few people have a really clear sense of what it is in its simplicity. There can be a lot of, it's kind of a general, it's a vague idea, and that can come with the idea, yes, we want to feel people suffering, we want to, have empathy for them, feel their suffering, feel their suffering, and want to go out there and help them. But if that's not done carefully, the feeling other people's suffering could just make us miserable. And if we're not done carefully, wanting to support, help someone can come along with a lot of complicated desires and attachments and confusion. So to begin this by being aware, where we're present for the people in the world, but we're not entangled with our thoughts. We're not like proliferating thoughts and memories and fantasies and expectations and selves and me and you. There's something very grounded and simple in the awareness that is going to then begin to take in another person, others. And then to, when we're with someone who's suffering, to find out how to be attuned to them, how to be in harmony with them. It's so easy to lose harmony if we have a headlong rush into caring for them, fixing them, and having the I need to help, I need to fix them, one of the most complicated things is to feel responsible for the suffering of others. but to be attuned to the suffering, to find a sense of harmony that's very contextually situated, that takes one's personal situation into account, others, so we don't lose ourselves. We don't give ourselves up in the contact with others, but we attune ourselves to what's happening. And then to appreciate and respect others, to respect ourselves. We don't respect people if we're trying to fix them. We don't respect their autonomy if we take responsibility for their suffering. We don't respect and appreciate other people if we take too much the notion of being, I'm the helper, I'm like a little bit superior, I'm the person who kind of knows it all or capable to do it, and I'm going to take care of you who doesn't know what to do and can't know what to do. And so there's a little bit condescending even, the idea of helping sometimes. So to have this respect and appreciation of others. Then, when we encounter suffering, then maybe we allow for this deeper aspiration to arise. It's one of the most beautiful things in a human being. Love, care, kindness, that is an aspiration that arises from the depth of who we are, that has no pressure in it. It has no assertiveness in it, no hurry in it, no requirement in it, and no obligation. But it's the warmth, it's the glow, it's the calling, it's the maybe yearning or deep desire that we have. And this is one of the beautiful things to be able to discover, this deeper desire. We are human desirelings. Desire is an intimate and integral part of who we are. And to discover how these desires benefit us, fill us with goodness, fill us with a sense of wonderful vitality and animation, that is a wonderful thing. We're not supposed to give up all desire and be deflated. But this deeper place, it's almost like comes from a place, or does come from a place where there's no ego, no conceit, no locking into an identity. This is who I am, this is who I have to be. No fixed identity that we hold on to. It's deeper than any identity we can have. This deeper place, this wellspring. And so this compassionate wish that others not suffer. And I've been the recipient of that, where someone didn't actually help me, but I felt their wish, their compassionate kind of care and recognition of my suffering, and their kind of, I could feel that they wanted it to be different for me, and that was their wish. But there was this kind of beautiful love that just feeling that from that person changed my life. This is when I was quite young, and being with a Buddhist teacher, young teacher, or a Zen priest, and in my suffering, feeling this beautiful, clear, simple, didn't feel put upon. I didn't feel like, I felt the person who maybe would have helped if it was appropriate, but it was just this simple, beautiful aspiration, this wish that kind of resonated with me, or there was an attunement that really kind of, I felt touched by that attunement. So so this is the kind of, in a sense, the beginning or the heart of compassion is a desire. And to become wise about desire, and to know the difference between desire which is neurotic, desire which is obligation, desire which is forced, assertive, desire that comes along with fear, desire that comes along with desperation, all those fall away. The parting of the water in this beautiful, deeper place of aspiration, and then one of the part of the art of this whole kind of karuna, deeper compassion, is learning to trust that that's okay. To learning to trust that, yes, it's okay to have a deep desire for the welfare of others that doesn't come with anger, doesn't come with desperation, doesn't come with force and obligation, doesn't come with kind of a kind of the clinging or the drive, the compulsion. I have to fix it. I have to do it. It's up to me. It comes from a very different place. It comes from some place that feels, yes, if I can, if it's in front of me, if it's possible, from this place of freedom, from this place of deep heartfeltness, I will now consider acting and doing something if I can. Or what can I do? And that's the topic for tomorrow, action. And how can action also have these qualities of this depth that I'm talking about today, where aspiration comes from? How can action have some of these qualities of non-attachment and non-assertiveness and non-clinging? So, awareness, attunement, appreciation, aspiration, and then tomorrow we'll do action, that which completes kind of the 5 different aspects or elements that make this karuna in Buddhism. So thank you, and look forward to tomorrow.